Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is D, and you're listening to Incompetent Nerds. Now you have me, and now today we have Mark and we have Tank.
Yo, yo.
I like that. I like that. You just mixed it up.
Yeah,
See,
he did.
neither of us would have thought of that. I can't
No.
even talk either. Whatever. It's Sunday. It's a good day. We're back. We got
Exactly.
all three hosts. And what are we talking about today, Tank?
We are talking about Black Friday and consumerism.
Woo, love it.
Whew, let's do it.
Let's go. All right.
So this episode's gonna come out pretty close to Black Friday. So we're gonna share our thoughts and experiences with Black Friday, and Dee's gonna help us out with some new host energy and give us a little bit of the financial side of things too. So that should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting and informative. Yeah, let's do it.
Very enlightening. So let's start off with, I have myself, but have you guys ever went shopping on Black Friday?
Dee, you wanna go first?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, I used to always go Black Friday shopping with my mom and my sister when I was a lot younger. So
Yeah.
around like from the age of 10 to 12. But then as I gotten older, I just kind of didn't really like the whole being stampeded over, some discounted shoes or something. So I was
agree.
like, fuck it. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% on the same page, but my mom was never really into Black Friday, so we never really like engaged in it. I remember driving past the mall like on Black Friday, and I was like, it's the most cars I'd ever seen when I was little. But then when you always see it on the news, it's like people are camping, people are like running over each other at like 3 a.m. and it seemed like as I got older, the times were like earlier and earlier, right? First it was like 4 a.m. Black Friday, then it was like 3 a.m. Black Friday, then it was like midnight, then it was like 9 p.m. on Thanksgiving, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
What the hell?
yeah, it got so crazy, dude, to the point where it was just like now like people do it just to like participate in the culture. They don't even do it for like the actual sales or whatever. Like they have good sales, but I'm just like I would rather pay full price and like sleep in. That's been my thought.
I agree. What about you, Tank?
I could say about the same things. Young, between the ages of, I want to say, 10 to 14, with my grandmother and my mom, Black Friday shopping. The last one I went to, I was 26, I want to say, 27 a few years ago. And
Yeah.
that was like, this is why I stopped doing this shit. Because people just rush, and you got folks selling their spots for like thousands of dollars. Like, hey,
Oh
I'm the
my
fifth one
God.
in line. You want this spot? Hook it up. Give me, 500. Give me whatever. Trying to make money. Or even people like walking up and down the line selling coffee, hot cocoa, and drinks drinks and snacks, and people are buying it, especially in the cold days in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm gonna buy something, I'm always gonna do like research on like where can I get it at the best price or where can I get it a deal or at the lowest price. So I'm already gonna do the research, but I would rather do it from the comfort of my own home. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm gonna like sit out here for 18 hours so I can save like this amount more than this other store or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And it's also quite dangerous, well, especially in Chicago, because right around the time of Black Friday when the PlayStation 4 came out, it was a lot of people being robbed at gunpoint and getting beat up over those PlayStation 4s.
I remember
so it's
that
also
one.
very,
Wow.
very, very dangerous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it like northwest suburbs that they were getting attacked? A lot of them.
Yep.
A group of guys, I remember another story. A group of guys popped out of a van and robbed a couple people for this shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yep.
So what do you like? You always, I feel like in the news or like we always have these all negative experiences. Like, why do you guys think Black Friday is still a thing? Like, why is it still happening?
I'll go ahead and go first on this one.
Yeah.
For
Go
me,
for it.
I guess is like you said, it's the culture. People want to experience it, but also there's also the sales. people are looking through, or either looking online or they're looking at the what you call it, the papers,
handout.
yeah,
Yeah.
looking at that to see what's on sale. There's even times where somebody actually does need a toaster or need a microwave, and it's like, okay, cool. The microwave's here. They have it on sale. This microwave is, which is $75, $100. They dropped it to 25. Let's go. I want to get that. Next, you know, that same person is throwing them bowls with an older lady who's trying to get the same shit. That's what pisses me off is
Right.
you get the, like, there's really no positives. My brother passed out once. We went Black Friday shopping with my mom, and this is when PS3. This is the PS3 era, and he was getting I want to say he was getting 2K something. I want to say it was 2K11, 2K10. I forgot which one. But my mom puts him in line. My brother's claustrophobic. He's then gets crowded or surrounded by these people. He's young. He looks at my mom. My mom was like rushing, grabbing shit, and she comes back. She sees him, but she's looking at the paper, checking shit off, what she needs and what she's gonna get. And she just makes eye contact with my brother. My brother makes eye contact with her, and just flops. Just goes straight down.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
He was.
What happened after?
He has no memory. He doesn't remember even looking at my mom. He just remembers as being surrounded by people and then blacking out. His claustrophobia kicked in bad.
So what did your mom do?
She fucking ran to him. She's like, ah! He ran to him. She ran to him, and this is at the time they weren't even letting people out. They were like, people doors don't open to leave till like this time. So they let her out, and she's outside. She's getting him air. She's waving him. I'm actually in line for him. The spot he was at, I was holding the line with my mom's cart. She's fanning him to get him up, and he finally wakes up, and she's freaking out. My brother's like in a daze. He doesn't even know where the hell he's at the moment. And it's like,
wow.
This is why that's like one of the reasons why I hate Black Friday. It's like, it's just a horrible experience. The times I went, the first time I went Black Friday was with my grandmother. And this is when I want to say the Game Boy, remember the Game Boy Advance SP, the very first one with the black light?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, this was, I want to say, maybe a year after it launched. So this is like when it's already 2 years old. My grandma was going to get it for me for Christmas. So I'm with her. She goes, once the doors open, go there and grab it. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm in line. We're waiting. Security's walking on, and they're talking about doors are going to open, and like doors will open in 5-10 minutes. I forgot. But I remember them clearly saying, please do not run inside. Everybody's okay. Everybody in line is all fucking adults. Doors open. What happens? They fucking burst in there. And I want to say we got there. I'll never forget. My grandmother woke me up that morning around 1, 2 in the morning to go. Doors didn't open till like 4 or 5. And we went out there. We were in Tui. That's a northwest suburb, Mark. We're in Tui, and we're waiting at the Walmart. As soon as that door's open, they just burst in there. And now I'm about to get trampled because I'm walking up, and now grown as adults are hitting me. They're like hitting, like they're brushing past me and everything. So now I gotta pick up the pace. I'm running in there. I get in there. I run straight to the electronics. They only had whatever. Like they already took all the colors that I wanted. I was like, fuck. So I got like a lime green one. So that was just a bad experience. I almost got trampled.
That's such an
I didn't get the color I wanted.
Right.
I didn't get the color I wanted. And as soon as I grabbed it, I held on to that bitch. And man, I'll never forget that. Another time was I think I was like 12. Again, my grandma and my mom were watching the car, and next thing you know, I spot some dude and his woman digging through other people's carts. People who are like snoozing or just have their head turned because they're looking at cups, and they're just like real quick, like snooping, see what they got in there, and then grab and snatch because they didn't get that item or that was the last item.
Like, drop.
Say it again.
Modern Warfare. That was a Modern Warfare thing, right? Snatch and grab.
Yeah, snatch and grab. Bro, I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my god.
So my experiences with it has
That's
always
so
been
crazy,
shitty.
dude.
Now, I never experienced, no, I did, a fight. Oh my God. Two guys, because their wives were going at it. You had this one tall, like, biker looking white boy beating the shit out of like this suburban dad who looked like he could hold his
Oh
own,
my
but he
gosh.
was getting his ass stomped. And it's all because their wives were going at it because of a certain item. And now you got the husbands just beating the shit out of each other. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
See, like, I don't know. I can't justify it. You know, I don't care that much. I just don't care that.
No.
I don't, man, people. I don't know what it is about people. I can't even describe why people would do that. Is it really worth the sale?
But
Is it really worth the
I
ass
actually think
whooping?
I think I know the reason as to why they do that.
All right, go for it, D.
All right, so I'm looking at it from two perspectives. One is, so the first perspective I'm looking at is through culture.
Yeah,
Black
Sure.
Friday is pretty much like an unofficial holiday in America.
it is.
Sure.
So then I feel like that's why people want to participate, because it's something just like Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything. It's just something that we all do together as a culture. And then one thing I really do want to address is the reason why people fight over these things is because of the poverty. And I believe there was a study last year saying like 70% of the people, they were like, let's see, I believe it was 70% of the people were living paycheck to paycheck. And I also believe that was like 75 to 80% of people that didn't have like over $500 in their savings accounts. So you have most of the populace of America is kind of living under these circumstances. And the only time that they can actually get a commodity like this
It's during
is
Black
at a
Friday.
really low discounted price.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Because think about it, it's right around the corner with Christmas, and then you want to get something for your kid, like their new Game Boy, the new PlayStation, and things like that. And if you can't afford it all outright, then you're kind of forced, you're bottlenecked into, going on Black Friday to participate. So that's
One
what I
day.
think.
Yeah. Wow. Look at D coming in with the fresh perspective. Me and Tank just bitching, and he's like, "Well, this is why, guys."
This is why. This is why you see those guys just duke it out.
No,
Right.
I ain't gonna
that's
lie. I
really
really
true.
feel like the biker guy and his wife were probably some trailer park folks up in that suburb, and he was not gonna go ahead and let this fucking this yuppie from the suburb get over him. He's like, "Fuck you, dude." And here's the crazy
Exactly.
part: the suburban dad, you could say, the suburban fucking husband was about 6 feet tall. This biker motherfucker, he was about 6'2", 6'3", and was clearly about 80 to 100 pounds over. So that boxing match was very out. Somebody set that boxing match up. That was a setup.
Right.
That was funny. I was gonna ask you guys,
Yeah.
because in Los Angeles, in the city of Los Angeles, if you go from downtown out, there's not really Walmarts until you get like at least 10, 15 miles outside of, downtown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it sort of the same way for Chicago, where like you sort of have to go to a suburb to go to like a Walmart or like a big mall?
No.
No. Yeah, go for it, Tank.
Well, there's two Walmarts in this. From what I know, there's two Walmarts in the city of Chicago. One's on the west side and one's on the northwest side. The one on the
Are they
northwest
big
side,
though? Like they have a parking lot and like
yeah, they have a parking lot. They're not like gigantic, huge, but they're pretty decent sized. The one on the west side on North Avenue, that one's pretty big. That was like the only one that was like that's the biggest one in the city. And then the other one, which is on Diversey, that one, it's kind of big. It's big, but it's in a plaza with other stuff. Now, malls in Chicago has been on the decline. Most of them they've been tearing them down and been turning into just outdoor plazas.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but there's that that big one you showed me, right? That we walked through.
Yeah. And then
Right? The water tower didn't burn down. City of Chicago did, and then across the street is like a mall. I don't know if it's a water tower. It's like a concrete.
oh yeah,
building.
that's a mall. So across the street
Yeah,
from from the water tower, that is a mall. The water tower place, that's a mall.
See?
Yeah, in Chicago downtown, that's where you'll find most of the malls. So we have like a Bloomington Mall right next to the Water Tower Mall, and
Mm-hmm.
there's also like a Nordstrom Mall. So yeah, they're pretty much all hub downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Walmart thing is interesting because it's like you guys only have two for like a whole metropolitan area, and
Right.
it's like where do you expect people to go? Like if they have lower income, right? They're gonna shop at like a Walmart or like a Target maybe, you know.
yeah,
So they're gonna go to those big stores and they're gonna travel and they're gonna put a lot of time and effort into like getting whatever they need to get. So yeah, that's why they get angry if it's like they do all that work and then it's like not there.
yeah, it's not fruitful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two Walmarts I know that's in the city, and then surrounding the city, there's several. There's like I want to say at least 20 Walmarts in the surrounding suburbs of or more this Chicago. That's like the near suburbs. That's like going a little farther, going like 10 to 15 miles out.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
also go to like you have a few in each city too. Like in Joliet, you have like one or two there, Romeoville, and yeah, it just keeps going.
Bolingbrook, there's about a good two of them.
Hmm.
Tui, there's actually two, but I always go to the one. There's one, and then also in Tui, there's a Target Superstore. I think it's called. It's just
Yeah, yeah, the giant
yeah,
targets.
it's just a giant fucking Target just to compete, I guess, with Walmart.
Hmm.
Yeah, now that I'm starting to think about it, I believe that Target is kind of really like our Walmart, because Target is pretty much everywhere,
Yeah,
and they kind of provide stuff. We're not at the lowest price, but I guess at the best bargain, I suppose.
I think people like shopping at Target because it's not Walmart. I honestly believe that.
you don't run into Walmart crowd at Target, that's for sure.
Exactly,
A hundred
exactly.
percent.
That's it's like I would rather pay I rather pay $10 to $20 more at a Target than go to Walmart to buy somewhat of the same product, but also deal with Joe Schmo over there with his wife beater on and fucking boxers and sandals with socks on, and it's like -15 outside. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
I don't
Like,
care
what the
who you
fuck are you
are.
doing here?
I don't care who you are, if you're at or where you are. If you're at a Walmart at 10 p.m., you're not seeing the best part of society.
Right.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
And the
That's
It's like,
no
are
matter
you?
where you go in Walmart.
and it kills me because people fight for parking at a Walmart. Why? Because you want to be so close to the fucking door? Motherfucker, just walk. If you ain't handicapped, walk. The good Lord has blessed us all
Right.
with two legs to walk.
Right.
I get it. I get at it
I
with
don't
my
know,
mom.
but when I park at Walmart, I like park as far away as I can from Walmart because I don't want to be associated.
With Walmart, I'm just gonna park right here. People might think I'm going to this freaking this Chinese buffet. I don't care. I'll walk from here all the way to
Like, you know what?
Walmart.
I'm gonna park a mile
Right.
away and I'm just gonna walk here. Fuck it. Why not?
Exactly.
Call Uber to drop me off in front.
Right.
Oh man.
I was gonna ask you guys. We'll switch gears a little bit now because, like, since now a lot of shopping is done online with like Amazon.
Hmm.
I like where we're
Now,
going.
I mean, Black Friday is just one holiday, but now it seems like whenever you sign up for like an email list or like you buy something from somewhere, you're on their email list automatically. They will send me an email for literally every holiday or every little mini thing that is celebrated through the year, and they'll be like, take 10% off, take 20% off, and
Hmm.
I'm just like, it's so annoying because then it's like I'm wondering the whole year like, is the email I'm gonna get on Black Friday the really best deal, or are you gonna give me one on Monday that's like, oh, take 40% off now, and then you're just gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it's like for example, Cyber Tuesday. I love Cyber Tuesday. That's where I do most. That is when I do my shopping. But when it comes to those email lists, I hate that shit. I unsubscribe, and I'm still subscribed to these fuckers, and I gotta block it. And it's a sent to spam, and it's just annoying. Like, come on
Yeah, but
down to J.C. Penney and get your big dick pills. I'm like, first of all, bro, stop. I get enough of those. 40% off. You know what? I just might go to J.C. Penney and get them pills. I'll be back.
and it's all because you bought a pair like a shirt there in like 2007.
All I did was buy some socks. What the hell? Y'all had socks on the low. I just walked in and got socks. Now I'm getting bombarded in my email for all types of junk.
But all right, so I'm looking at it from like a more of an investment thing. So what we have now is technology has taken over the world. Definitely 2019 is a technology driven society right now.
Yeah.
Fair to say. Fair to say.
And in order for people to compete against Amazon, which Amazon is like eating up so much of the commerce that's like, in cities and stuff like that. The only way they really could compete is to bring people into those stores. So now they have to lower prices in order to just bring people in there. So they're kind of forced in a way to that's why they try to force you for the email when you're at the register. It's because they need to do that to keep driving business back in there, because Amazon and all the other online stores are killing it.
Yeah, but I hate that it works sometimes, I guess.
You ain't the only one.
Sometimes it works, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
marketing.
at least if you don't go in at Black Friday, it's cool to know that like, oh, they sent me the email, I'm still gonna get such and such sale or whatever.
Right. And one thing I also wanted to really talk about was that most of these Black Friday sales, they aren't really that much different from the other sales that they've been doing throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
So some people, they gotten a lot smarter. Like, I'm not going to name the retailers because I used to work for them, but what they would do is they would give you the same discount that they always had throughout the entire year and just have it at that discounted rate. And then people will have this illusion that it's something different because it's on a specific day, but that's not how it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tank, what do you buy on Cyber Tuesday? I'm curious. Or where do you buy from? That's a better question.
Cyber Tuesday, I check out a lot of the retailers. So, for example, I'll look up Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, things like that for Cyber Tuesday, and I'll get gifts here and there. So traditionally, for kids and my family, I always buy them McDonald's gift cards, $10 gift cards.
That's cool.
Oh, along with another gift. So it's like they love it, and the parents love it because it's like if they're throwing a pinch or something like that, and my niece or nephew or my baby sister's hungry, it was like, well, I did hook them up with a $10 gift card. You could get them a whole meal or get them a kids meal. Because a kids meal is like, to be exact, I think a kids meal is like $3.58 or $3.76.
$4 out here.
I think it's four. No, it's $4.48 or $4.76. I want to say that's the exact number. So buying a kids meal is cheap. So I give them these $10 gift cards. That's 2 kids meal, unless it's my nephew or my girlfriend's daughter. Dumb people eat like adults. I give him a $10 gift card. My nephew will look at me like, "Where's the rest?" That's it, homie. That's all you getting. $10.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, bro.
Oh man. But for Tech Tuesday, I'll just look up stuff that I could just buy online and order it that way, and I feel that's growing super fast because folks who used to do Black Fridays are now waiting for Tech Tuesdays. Like they are not caring anymore. They're like, I am not gonna bother and go out and get stomped on just for a fucking microwave or a blow dryer or some tires. I don't know. Shit be on all types of random shit be on sale. If I go in there and be like, 10 rags for $2, let me get them.
10 rags.
Yo, do you even need 10? This is what you do. Get an old shitty towel in your house, cut that bitch up. Now you just made yourself 10 rags. Boom, done. DIY.
DIY with Tank.
Oh my god.
I just cut up an old shirt.
That too. That's what we do. You have an old shitty towel that's, hey, be my guest. Chop that bitch up, and now you got rags. You need a towel because, you need to throw some wax on your tires. Cut up an old shitty shirt. Give it a nice little wipe. There you go. You're done.
Right. But, Tank, you touched up on something that I actually wanted to talk about. Where you were talking about Tech Tuesday, Black Friday, and Best Buy and things like that.
Yeah.
And as you all know, that I'm an investor, and I was looking. So Here's one of my little strategies, and I guess, and I would get into my point, which is that, all right, so certain companies I want to invest, I go to Google and I just basically, just have their name. So anything that will pop up with their name on a daily basis, I'll get emails
Yeah.
of anybody that even brought up their name. I will get all of those articles. So I
Oh,
was
okay,
looking up
cool.
with, yeah, so, investment tip number one, that's how you get all your info and intel. But what I'm finding out right now is that I can't really call it, but it looks like Best Buy is going to try to shut down all of their stores and only just do everything entirely online, such as Amazon.
I've been
And
noticing
if they
that.
were to do that, yeah, because they shut down the place. So, Mark, we have a Best Buy in downtown Chicago that's actually closed down now.
The one in
Oh
Hancock?
wow.
And yes, that's gone.
I used to, you know what? That place was just taking up space. I felt I only walked in there just to browse and I'll just leave. And that was just usually to kill time.
You
Yeah,
know what?
they
I,
definitely
I've
shut
been
it down.
to I've been to Best Buys before where the people were like, "Yeah, you can get it." The employees were just like they were so pissed off or whatever from whatever they had going on that they were just like, "Yeah, you can get it cheaper on Amazon," or like, "Yeah, most people just come in here to try it out and then they go buy it on Amazon."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like that's the new move for Best Buy because you don't have to pay rent because rent in like downtown areas are fucking expensive, man.
And you don't have
Imagine
to.
paying 100,000, 200,000, maybe a month or a year, or like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and another like another tidbit, I guess, is that Walmart. I mean, obviously Walmart's pretty. I mean, maybe bigger or if not the same size as Best Buy minimum, and just like terms of how much space it takes up. And basically,
Mhm.
when Walmart leaves those places, they can't really. Nobody can do anything with that space because like no other store is going to be giant enough and take up that much square feet. So
Right.
when these companies leave, they actually like hurt real estate markets and they hurt housing markets because they just have a big giant parking lot and a big giant like warehouse that no other company is going to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they decimate any place that they leave.
Mm-hmm.
On top of not having unions for, for their, co-workers and things like that, which is pretty fucked up, but it's life.
Yeah, that's why I feel like Amazon and people would just rather do shopping online. It's because it's like way more easier. Not from a maybe not from a company standpoint, but just from a logistics standpoint.
It's more convenient too. Especially
Yeah,
with
for
like
sure.
Amazon and other folks be like, oh, if you buy this amount of things, you get free shipping. So now you're saving on shipping and handling. You're buying the products that you want without having to deal with all the nonsense. And you just wait a couple days, and next thing you know, oh look, I got that TV I wanted.
Right,
And
exactly.
especially for you guys with like dealing with snow in the wintertime, like have a TV just like right at your doorstep versus like having to drive down there, like buy it, take it home, walk it up the stairs.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, especially
And
I have stairs. D, you're lucky. You have an elevator.
yes, I had two elevators. Oh, I love it.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, but good old technology. But
So
yeah, go ahead.
my thing is now, like you said, as an investor, how do you feel companies do on Black Friday? Do you, are if you're invested in any retailers, are you kind of like scared on Black Friday, thinking that their value might go down because of the sales, or does it like go up because of their sales on Black Friday?
Oh well, for holiday traditions stuff like Black Friday, you're not necessarily going for the price necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get the most volume as possible
Yeah.
because let's think of an Apple laptop. Let's say it takes maybe I don't know $50 to make and construct and
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
ship over here and everything like that. They're going to charge it already, even if it's $800, $400 off of a laptop. They're still making a hell of a fucking profit.
Yeah.
So their approach is they're just trying to get volume. They're trying to sell way more than usual laptops and things like that. So from a company and investment perspective, it doesn't hurt them because that's not what they're going for. They're always going for that volume.
So, but how does that affect like?
Their
I guess
stock
how does that
prices.
affect their stock price or their like bottom line?
Oh well, sometimes it doesn't really even put a dent because well, how do I basically say this? It's kind of like well, you all are looking at it from such of a short scope. So I feel like the average investor, they're not really looking at just this one particular day, hoping that they'll do good and do well. What they're looking at is the year overall. And Black Friday may not even have an impact on the entire year of the profits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like me as an investor personally, I never looked at a particular holidays to see if they did good or did bad because I'm just looking at how did they perform in each quarter and stuff like that. That's how I look at it.
No. Okay.
Well, the name Black Friday comes from like the companies that was the first day of the year that they went like in the black in terms of like being making money, losing money. So I think that's like it's an interesting name. It's interesting like homage to like we still call it that even though that's probably not true.
Yeah. And
Like
plus, I guess, oh, go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. And then like Amazon basically just created their own holiday with like Cyber Tuesday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their version of Black Friday, but in the middle of summer, not in
Yeah,
November.
yeah. What was it? Prime Day in
Prime Day. They
July.
did create their own holiday
Yep.
with
Prime
Prime
Day.
Day, and
That's
I think remember the first time that dropped, people were pissed because it's like you were selling a bunch of shitty cheap shit. Like, yo, what's up? They got hammered with that. And then
I
after
mean,
the
we all,
year
we
after,
always knew that. It's just like a bunch of it's just still the same stuff made in China, and it's like
yeah,
they just put it on Amazon.
no,
I
and
actually disagree.
Okay, go ahead, D.
All right. So on Prime Day, I got my Bose headphones. So I had these before, but then I thought that they broke, so I just threw them out. Found out
Mm-hmm.
that the cord was bad. I could have paid like $20 to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
So on Prime Day, the same headphones that I had that were worth like $300-400, they were $120 on Prime Day. So then I
Yeah,
bought them, and it's still Bose, the exact same quality, exact same, like it's the exact same headphone.
yeah,
So
but are you
you
pissed
kind of
that
have to
like
know what you're
you
looking
paid
for.
$300-400 the first time?
No, it just I don't know. I'm just looking at it as it's just the way things go. You know?
yeah.
All right, I like the attitude. I respect it.
No, but
Yeah.
D, what I was getting at was the very first Prime Day those years ago. I think it was like what 4 years ago. People were mad because they weren't selling anything good or worth to buy, and then the following year, when they did it again, they were like, "We learned from last year. We're gonna go ahead and get you stuff that that get people what they might want and what is appealing." And sure enough, after that second year, they were selling shit like just selling, like you said, headphones, TVs, computers, phones, tablets, freaking all types of like. I want to say for when it comes to like these sales, like Prime Day, Cyber Monday, or Black Friday, the number one things that go out the fastest are the electronics. Everything else then trickles down.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
because I think that's when people are like, that's when they splurge or like they put up with the old stuff all year, and then they are like, okay, I'm finally gonna upgrade.
Yeah. Especially if you had like the same TV for like 4 or 5, 6 years, it's good, but it's like, I think it's time for me to go ahead and get an 8K TV right now.
But I feel like this also promotes bad culture in a way because it makes you want to replace the things that you already have that are already good and are already functioning.
Yeah,
I feel like it kind of creates this toxic culture of buy the newest, latest, strongest, but when in reality, what you already have is already good.
Yeah, I mean, just look at like the phone wars right now with like
exactly.
Apple, obviously Samsung, and now Google had to put a Pixel 4 out, like basically four phones in like 2 years just to compete with like the iPhone. And I'm just like,
Exactly.
I haven't even paid off my Pixel 2, and like your guys are already on number 4. Like, come on, you
Right.
know? Like
Nah,
Or
it's it's a lot to keep up with. I don't know if you listened to the other episode, D. I changed my hard drive to a solid state drive and my laptop.
Ah,
My
yeah,
laptop's like 8 years old, but it's still like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm
right.
still on Windows 7, but I love it.
No, a lot of the older tech is actually built, it's built better in a lot of ways,
Mm.
as far as hardware and stuff, because you can always replace pieces. And that's the
Right.
thing with anything in general. It's like Mark, if you were to purchase a house and somebody broke the window, are you going to fix the window or are you just going to buy a whole new house? Fuck
Right.
this house, let's get another house. It's like,
Right.
no, you fix the window. The same thing goes for anything technological, You replace certain pieces, but what do
I
I know?
agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think it's a like as kids grow up in this culture, it's hard for them to like understand the concept of like something breaks, you fix it, or like problem solving
Hmm.
versus we just live in a like now what's the next one, what's the best one. But to be honest, people our age, like, they play into it. Like, I can't tell you how many conversations I have with people who are like, oh, I want a Tesla because it's like the next new car. Oh, I want the new iPhone. Or I
Hmm.
waited, like, you talking about Black Friday, like people wait hours for the new iPhone in line and they still do it. And it's like, what's really different about that iPhone from the last iPhone?
Right. And you want to know something that I don't like about phones and stuff like that is
Sure.
the more the newer the phone is, the harder it is to replace the pieces within the phone.
Yeah.
So they're actually responding to that market of people that just want to just buy the upgrade. Just like
Right, because now, like, even third-party companies can't even come up with the parts fast enough because it's like, oh, now we have to stock 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, iPhone X, or all these parts, and they're just like, you keep coming out with another one, keep coming out with another one. Eventually, a company is just going to be like, fuck it, we're only going up to like 7.
What was
right.
it?
And
About, I want to say, beginning of this year, Intel had
hmm
the shortage of chips, and
right.
that damaged a lot of people, like laptops and PCs. For especially for companies, my company, it was delayed for months. Like, we couldn't receive what we needed, and we were going crazy trying to figure out how we're gonna get new laptops. Well, get laptops for folks at my job, and that was all due to Intel having to delay. Hell, even Qualcomm had a shortage of components. Samsung had a shortage of cell phone RAM. So that
Mm-hmm.
struck
Hmm.
Apple, that struck themselves, that struck a lot of people, especially those who get like certain like RAM for certain machines.
Mm-hmm.
I remember these, and it's like, yeah, it's starting to become a hassle. Like,
Hmm.
every year new phone, every year new and improved specs, and then also every year you get the same shit. Somebody's having a shortage because somebody cannot provide for that many devices you're trying to launch with, or you're trying to send out.
Right. Or I wanted to bring up this point before I was going to forget. Like, all right, so Mark, all right, I
Yeah.
don't know what cell phone you have, but if it's a newer phone, I bet you cannot remove your battery. Am I right?
I have the Google Pixel 2, and you are correct.
There we go. Because and that's see all of the older model phones and stuff like that. It was easy. You could easily just remove the battery with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
The back would easily come out. You could easily remove a SIM card, but now they're just responding to the market. Now they're like, no, you're not going to buy a replacement battery. You're just going to buy a whole new phone.
Yep.
Right.
Or they'll charge you the whole maintenance fee and everything plus battery to.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly. And
like,
now that people are like financing their phones, like I think the Google Pixel 2 was like 549 over the course of two. Verizon or whatever finances it for you, but
Hmm.
in June, like, I had a problem, like the hardware or the software crashed on the phone,
Hmm.
and thankfully I was able to, like, it was under warranty and I got like a new one. But can you imagine people that, like, don't take the time to call, or they go like a couple days and they just like get a new phone? They're end up having to pay the balance
yeah.
of the phone that they broke.
Right. And that's why I guess me and Dave Ramsey, if you all know who he is, the most like famous like finance budget guy like on earth. But he's against the whole financing idea. He's just like, just save up your money for the thing you want and just purchase it outright.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
I am so on board with that. I agree with him 100%.
I do too.
If you really want something, save up for it. Don't get a loan. Don't do anything. Just pay it cash.
Yeah.
Or just
I was gonna
pay with your credit card to get the points, and then
get
pay
the
your credit
points.
card, and then pay your credit card
No.
that same day. Now you just paid off the entire $1,000 phone because you saved up for it, and you racked up some points on your card. So it's like, I like that.
Oh my god.
That's no, I don't know if it's the before we transition to something else, guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know if this is a bad move or not. But I've been slowly transforming into using my credit card to gain the points and then paying it off the same day. So for example, if I buy, let's say I did groceries and I get 2% cash back on groceries with one of my credit cards.
Mhm.
I just paid and I'll pay the $100 right then and there once I'm done with my groceries. Boom, done. That's gone. And I just got this 2% better cash back. So it's like, is that a bad move or what? Should I still pay cash, or is like, hey, at least I'm getting some money back?
I mean,
No.
I like using the card. Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
I like
No,
using
go
the
ahead,
card
Mark.
because the transactions are tracked, so that way, like, if there's anything fraudulent, you can be like, yo, like, you can call the credit card company up at least instead of trying to deal with the merchant. But what I do, Tank, I've been telling you to do that for like a long time,
You have, and I just
but
started doing it.
you can put your budget like ahead of time. Like if you know, like, oh, okay, I'm going to spend this much a month, put it on your credit card. That way, the money's already there. You know, you can swipe away, and then when you're at zero, that's it. You got no more money. But you know, you get your rewards at the end of the month, so it's like, okay, I got a little more than I thought I did.
Yeah, I've been doing
No,
that
I
for a while, and I just
yeah.
checked out my cash back on my credit card to find out I have $102, and I'm letting
Right.
that bitch grow.
No, and it's debatable, but I don't see anything wrong with it. But the trick is, some people aren't disciplined enough to pay it off in full. So then you
Yeah,
kind of have to know who you are as an individual. You know, if you have no problem with paying it off a month, as you should always pay it off early before the next pay bill.
no,
But
I agree.
not everybody is going to do it, or not everybody has the discipline to do it.
Yeah,
I think that like the concept of consumerism is rooted in like people don't realize that their strongest voice is their wallet sometimes.
Exactly, it is. No, you're
And
right.
f- and for me, like if I'm gonna buy anything or like if I'm gonna save up for anything, I want to make sure that it's exactly what I want. It comes from, hopefully the United States. It comes from something local if possible, but something that I can be like, okay, I know this money is gonna go to the person that earned it or that gave me this product. Because when you start getting into like all these like companies and like Amazon doing like third party like sales with like different, like who knows what company, then it gets a little like tricky.
No, the consumers have the power, just like I competitively play Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is war between the Yu-Gi-Oh players and Konami, which is the company that
Mm-hmm.
that distributes all of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. So there was a situation where Konami, they released a product where they had like all of these boxes full of cards, but they short printed all of the cards that they knew everybody would want. So what happened is, in the third party market, those cards shot up to ridiculous amounts of money. So a little piece of cardboard was worth $600 for a
I
particular card.
This was
Yeah,
back in like our when I was young, right? Like when Yu-Gi-Oh, or is this right now?
this is right now.
mm-hmm.
Oh man.
So
So
as yeah, I just want to finish the point. So what we all did as Yu-Gi-Oh, nobody bought the booster set. Everybody just bought individual cards of it if they wanted it, but nobody bought the set. And now the sync has plummeted, and now they're trying to revamp and re-release some stuff so that everybody could have access to these cards that they wanted.
I love it. But what's the benefit of Konami not putting out those cards if it's going to skyrocket in the third party market?
To
Because
be
they're
honest,
selling
I
it in the
don't
third
know.
party market.
Are they? Is Konami have like connections to like third party sellers?
They
Here's the weird thing. They actually don't, which is bizarre. I mean, they're in the market most of the time, but it's mostly a third person actually distributing the cards on particular websites.
Right.
But I don't know. It just they fucked up everything. Tank, what was you about to say?
I was gonna say, I think it was known as Nintendo did it with the amiibo. They only released a few, kept some for themselves, and as soon as prices went up, they would then sell using third-party names of these amiibos at a higher price. So instead of selling, let me sell this Detective Pikachu one for the $15, but let's release only 100,000 throughout the world and keep more for ourselves. And as the price jumps up to like maybe 30, 40, 50, hell, there's amiibos that are out there for like $120. That's when we fucking start selling and make a bigger profit. And it's sad. And I think they got caught with that once.
Damn. Yeah, man. These companies are just so fucking underhanded with business. And your money is the power. If nobody purchases if everybody was just like, you know what, fuck Ford. We're not going to buy Ford, so we're not going to purchase pieces for it. Ford is just going to be non-existent. They're going to be gone.
Yeah.
So then you kind of have to remind these companies and these businesses that who really controls everything, who has the power.
Yeah. Especially in this capitalistic society we live in, we get to choose who we want to buy from and how we want to spend our money, and not have people tell us, well, you should buy this and that. Well, fuck you. I'm going to buy this and that from the other place.
So, what are some things you guys do to, like, make sure that your dollars are spent, in your opinion, wisely?
So I'll go ahead and say this. I've been on an EA protest for the longest. Never have I bought. So since Battlefield 1, after Battlefield 1, that was the last EA game I bought. And I always wanted to play Battlefield. I wanted it. I got it. I enjoyed it. But what really, really killed the mood for me was when they launched Star Wars Battlefront. Hated the fucking game. It was a shit game. And then they released Battlefront 2. I was like, I'm not buying this. I'm not gonna buy any EA product. So EA then drops all types of games from basically Battlefield 1 was my last EA game. After that, I have never bought an EA product at all. Even if it was free on like PlayStation Plus or something like that. No, you're not gonna get a download from me.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's my whole protest. I just been protesting EA for the past several years. And that's just me. I don't need a huge crowd. I don't need somebody talking about, well, your protest ain't doing shit anyways. Well, it's my fucking dollars. I prefer not to spend my money on a company I don't like. Now, till people see it, see who they really are and what they're doing, and fucking up the gaming industry, that's dumb. But I'm not spending my money on EA no more. So guess what I do? I go first party. Sony has yet to make me feel like shit when I buy their games. Hell, their games are good, complete, and sometimes bug free.
Sometimes.
I originally got back into Destiny. Here's another thing about my money. I recently got back into Destiny. I bought the game, but now the game is free to play. So, Mark, if you want, you could download the bitch right now for free on your PS4, and we could jump on in the game. But then here's the killer part. After playing it, and they kind of fixed the game. So I don't know, Mr. Resilience. Maybe you could come back in when you get a chance and
another PlayStation
and show off your skills.
I'm gonna wait for the PS5 to drop. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait till the PS5 drop.
It doesn't drop for another 5 more years.
5 more years. That's fine. Hey, D.
No, it drops out next year.
You know what I did the other day? I loaded up the PS3. You can still play Modern Warfare 2. I popped on Red Dead Redemption. You can play some Uncharted 3.
Oh wow.
All for free.
It's my favorite series.
All for free. No PlayStation Plus membership required.
Yeah. I miss those days. But
hey, go back to them. You still got the console. Load it up. Buy the games.
Yeah, you're right. Matter of fact, I'll have to go to my mom's house to get my PlayStation 3. But I still got my PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 over there.
There you go. You got it.
Hey, homie, how much you want that 2 and 1 for?
No, I'm gonna keep it, man. I'm gonna let it age.
No. How much you want it for? I'll hook you up.
That's a good market too. That's a nice
the retro
transition
market.
to that last. Yeah, people love retro nowadays.
And look at us going back into consumerism. I'm about to try to see if D
I
sells me
know,
his shit.
Right.
Come on, D. Let me get it. No, but it's true because it's like like sometimes certain things you didn't think will have value as time passed, it does. Now it has value. Like right now, over 200 million PS2s were sold throughout the world. Over 100 million PlayStation 1s were sold around the world. And it's like some of them ended up, some of them were passed down, some of them ended up in trash. But it's like, damn it. When you look back retrospectively, you're like, why didn't I keep this? Why did I sell it? Or why did I do this? Or why didn't I just keep it and get it fixed later or whatever? All I just needed was this thing or that thing. And with Amazon and shit, you could buy pieces. Oh, you need a piece to fix the disc on your PS2? Well, here, it's $20. Buy it and you can place it yourself. And you're like, this was easy.
Right.
I got the intercooler for the the yellow light, so that doesn't happen. $13 on Amazon, just pops in the USB, keeps it cool all day.
And here's the killer part. When I went out to LA and I seen Mark's PS3, I was shocked. He still has the fat.
Oh.
Yeah, of course, man.
He has the fat, where the fat,
Oh,
I
you
had
went
two
way
fats
back.
that died on me.
Damn.
The yellow light.
No, remember I had one and
Yeah.
I sent it in. I sent it in to Sony
Yeah.
and they sent me a refurbished one because they that was back when they cared.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they still do.
Hell,
Yeah, but that's the thing.
They already sold over 100 million PS4s, so now they're carrying.
Yeah.
Right. Well, any business approach, I feel like most big companies do is they go for the price, they go for the money, and then they're just going for volume after this point.
Yeah.
So after they sell enough, now they're like, okay, how can we get more people? How do we expand this online, gaming to everybody? Let's make the game free. That's when they're like, okay. Yeah, so that's you can kind of see that trend amongst every type of company. Money first and then volume.
Yeah, sell the product and then sell it everywhere. So
Right, and then have outreach. Yeah, or get everybody talking about it or something.
Right.
But yeah, but Tank, what you were saying, it just brought us back to what we were saying earlier, was that, the consumer market, they don't want to replace the pieces. They just rather just buy something new.
Yeah.
But is it the consumers that don't want to do the replacing, and there's not enough people to do it for people, or is it we don't want to be bothered and we just want to pay the extra money?
In the business,
I honestly think it's a little bit of all of it. But what were you about to say, Tank?
I feel like for a business standpoint, it's bad for them because it's like crap. If we allow them to switch phones, batteries in their phones, or switch, or able to swap out drives from their from their computers, we're gonna lose, that's potential money we could lose on them buying a new machine. Investors' hands is like, I don't give a fuck what you do, business. You just need to make me more money. And then the consumer ends is like, hey fucker, save me more money. Like, I don't need a new phone. I just want the battery replaced. Just stop getting me to buy the new fucking phone. Or worse yet, like nowadays, like Mark, you just said you switched the hard drive to your on your machine.
SSD, yeah.
so
Nowadays,
solid state.
most laptops, and it's slowly going over to Windows laptops, solid state drives are now soldered onto the board. You can't remove them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're all soldered onto the board. So it's like, what the hell? So there's no piece for you to remove. So there's no upgrade. There's none of that. Now you're fucked with whatever you got.
And I'm glad you brought that up because most of the stuff is actually being put down on that board so it can't be removed. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
RAM is
technology.
RAM is the same way. I remember at my job, I was helping somebody out, and they're like, I need more memory, and I was troubleshooting their issue, and it kind of came down to it, like their programs are running shitty slow, and I did my best to help clean up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you possibly need more RAM. I pop open the chassis, and what do I see? RAM married to the board, just soldered onto the board. I'm like, hey homie, I'm sorry, I can't upgrade this. What do you mean you can do it? I'm like, you see these blocks? Yeah, that's your RAM. I can't remove it from the board. It's soldered on. There's no slots where I can add an actual RAM stick to. That's gone. I'm sorry. And that was That was the first time I got a 1 star in my fucking ticket. Trust me, I
Oh,
wanted to choke the fucker after that. I even told my manager, I'm like, this bullshit. I did everything I could, and his ungrateful ass. My manager's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. We know he's a hardhead. Blah blah blah. Okay, she didn't say that. I'm making up words.
Right. No, but that's just the way things are going now.
Yeah.
They don't want you to replace it. They don't want you to fix it. They just want you to just buy something new because
And,
it's more money out your pocket and more money for them.
and here's the killer part. This would have been like, remember when Google was making those modular phones,
Yeah.
and where you get this phone, and on the back you're able to slide pieces off and buy individual parts. So you just want to get
Motorola made those.
Yeah, they were working with
Yeah.
Google. It's like, oh, you just want a new camera?
Yeah.
Just slide this part off and slide in a new phone. Slide in the camera. You need a better chipset? Well, slide this part in and slide this part. It's a chip. You get higher end chips. Everything was supposed to be modular, and I was waiting for that phone. This was when I was an Android fan, and I was just waiting for that phone because it's like, yo, I don't have to spend ridiculous amounts of money. If a new camera comes out, I just could buy the new camera.
Right.
If a new the new Snapdragon comes out, I just swap out the old one and put in the new one and sell the old one online.
Right.
And all this shit, then it just failed. Especially that their testing grounds was in Puerto Rico. Why would you test there? Look, I am not trying to talk shit about my people in Puerto Rico, but man, the island's broke. The island was broke before the hurricane. You're testing out a new device that's in an island that's broker than Alabama, and right now Alabama, I think is like by far one of the brokest states within the United States. Or is it
Right.
Louisiana?
But all right, look at it from a oh my bad, Mark. But look at it from a perspective of like a board member of the company. So the pros of being in Puerto Rico, which is they needed jobs and stuff like that, and we're actually providing jobs to people in Puerto Rico so they could be able to, have a decent life, be able to buy the things that they need and want and things like that. On top of that, the labor is going to be actually a lot cheaper too.
Yeah.
So they're just looking at it from that perspective. Because one, when everybody listens to the whole situation, they're like, oh, in a way they're trying to help us out, and the cost is low. So then that's the real reason why they do stuff like that.
The thing is, when it came out to that phone, it was being built in China, of course, and they were selling the phone in Puerto Rico. That was the trial. Sell it to the people out there and see how that goes. That was the trial. And I think at the time, this was supposed to be like a very cheap, when you bought it, it was a cheap entry phone. But then you were able to trick it out to be like a flagship phone. That was the whole point of the phone. Like, you could even swap out the screen, bro.
Wow.
You were able to, like, if you look up these phones, like, you're able to swap out, like, take out the whole screen and replace it with a new one. Because, it came with it was entry-level phone, came with shitty components, but as time moved on, you were able to upgrade the bitch with different components. You have a crappy, plasticky, 480i display. Well, you could swap that out for a AMOLED screen that's 4K. Swap out the RAM that came with like 1 or 2 gigs of RAM. Well, you could swap that sucker out with like 8 gigabytes of RAM. That was the whole point of that phone, and I felt like that phone was gonna be like the most consumer friendly device out there, and it flopped. And I felt like they went to the wrong area to test.
But honestly, I'm not even sure if the consumer audience were to be able to understand, how valuable stuff like that is, because you have to look at it from the mind of the consumer too. And damn, I guess I'm like the perfect person because I know all about this finance shit and looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But maybe the consumer didn't really want that. Didn't want all of these options. And a lot of times, most of the people in the world, they kind of undervalue things that are like undervalued.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if we all buy a old BlackBerry Bold right now, we will have no phone issues with battery, with fucking internet, with anything. It's just gonna work, Plus, we get to take out the battery. We get to take out and replace SIM cards and everything. Like, you will have no fucking issues.
Yeah.
And that's phone from like the early 2000s. So it's like, it's what the consumer wants.
The next goal of the incompetent host is to get 3 BlackBerry phones and utilize
3
them.
BlackBerry. I was just gonna say, like, let's do it for a year.
Just get a straight BlackBerry, a BlackBerry Pearl, and see how that works. Like, let's fucking a week later, not even like a day later, I'm gonna just text you guys off that BlackBerry shitty keyboard and be like, "Fuck you guys, I can't do this anymore." Mark is gonna be like, "Bro, I already failed it. I already switched back to my Pixel."
I could do that. The only thing that I wouldn't like about the BlackBerry is that I can't have Lyft on there. That's the only thing I give a fuck about.
Yeah.
If I could have Lyft or Uber on there, I'm cool. But that's my only downfall with it.
Yeah.
But if you drop it, it's not going to shatter in pieces or no shit like that. No. It's going to work.
It might just chip off a corner
every like 4 days or some shit.
Yeah, crazy.
We can make this challenge happen.
I'm down.
I'm not. The owner of the cast is not down. The owner of the cast might fire a couple fuckers.
Now you're the owner. We're not co-hosts.
Right.
Hey, unless you guys buy the stock, then I just like these and be like, motherfucker, what stock?
Right.
The 2 toothpicks in your pocket?
Wait. The BlackBerry Pearl 8100 is $30.
Oh,
yo.
Shit.
Does it have apps? Does it support apps?
I don't think it supports any type of apps.
Didn't they close down the BlackBerry store, the App Store?
No, I thought Microsoft still like they don't have to put new apps, but they have to like still update the code and stuff.
Yeah.
No, BlackBerry
and plus, it's
is not
still the
by
most
Microsoft.
secure phone.
Most secure phone?
Verizon BlackBerry Pearl. $29.99.
Plus, your information is going to be secure as fuck.
Yeah,
it's still the top notch with security.
Yeah, they'll be like, wait, we're getting data from what kind of phone? This got to be a hacker. Let's just cut it off right now.
Bro, I haven't seen this phone in years. My mother had this phone. It is so tiny.
Yeah.
I remember people loved the messaging. There's not even a front-facing camera on this guy. You got to use the mirror on the back.
Oh my!
That was the whole point of that mirror. I will never forget that. When you wanted to take a selfie back in the day, that little silver spot. I'm looking at it on the Amazon, the 8100. That little was called a mirror, and you were supposed to use that to help you like position the phone to take a photo. Even though that mirror, air quotes, I'm doing, peels off faster than the sticker on the phone.
Or we could get some better technology and get the BlackBerry Bold, the 9930 for like $12.
I'm looking at the BlackBerry Curve right here. Look how sexy she is.
Don't underestimate these damn phones.
I know.
Information secure as fuck.
The 9930. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, that was my shit. Like, I always wanted one, but I never had the money to get it. I could get it now for $12 though.
Like, I'm saving.
I just want to be. I want to be the guy that walks in the Verizon store and is like, "Yeah, can you guys give me a SIM card?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. What's your phone?" BlackBerry Bold 9930.
I'm like, oh shit. But if you look at it, there's a lot of like big level execs that still have these type of phones. That are presidents of companies. They still rock the BlackBerry.
There you go. Heard it here first.
Yeah, it's just the security on there. It just next level.
Too bad they didn't carry over to the new phones. Oh my god, I'm looking at the BlackBerry Bold right now, the 9930. This sucker is sexy.
I told you.
We should end this cast and stop looking at Blackberries. And or have a third party market where Incompetent Nerd sells BlackBerry phones.
Yo, if we're sponsored by BlackBerry, let's go.
Sponsored by BlackBerry, bro. That's like you getting sponsored by the next broke guy next door to you.
Hey, a sponsor's a sponsor.
Yeah,
But
This is
is
true.
there
I
anything
feel the
you all
same
want to
way.
know? If you all want to know anything about like investments or anything or about consumerism, because I'm here, I got you.
Oh, of
Before we
course.
close out,
Thank you, D. No, I think appreciate it. Happy having you. Happy having fresh perspective.
Yeah.
no problem.
Well,
So,
you want to go ahead and close out, D?
I suppose we ain't go over this, but well, it's the competent nerds. You know, I'm the new guy. D, once again, it's always a pleasure. With me, Tank and Mark, and that's it.
All right.
Thank you guys. See you next week.
Peace out.
See ya.